As yet another Scandinavian lines up at the top of the hill. This ex-ice racer, Nick Britton, standing in front of him, clears the way, opens up the course. The time to beat, 3 minutes 10.8, that's the aggregate time. The fastest downhill run remains that of Per Eklund, 1:36.8, and the very spectacular Henri Toivonen is after it now. Toivonen seems to manage to get the rear of a car further round than anybody else without actually completing the spin. Superb reflexes and car control. Now it's how he gets round the Four Counties corner that he is approaching now that is going to decide whether Henri Toivonen is going to be fastest downhill and on aggregate so far. He is fastest at the split, 45.5 seconds, faster than the previous fastest Per Eklund by a full second. Now Toivonen was about 1.1 seconds slower than Tony Pond on the uphill run. So it's going to be very, very exciting. I have no doubt that unless Henri Toivonen makes a mistake from here on, which I very much doubt that he will do, he's going to be fastest downhill and fastest on aggregate. And there will then only be two drivers left to go. 1:35.2. That is an incredible 1.6 seconds inside Per Eklund's fastest downhill time of 1:36.8, and he's carved well over a second, in fact a second and a half off Eklund's aggregate, and the new leader is the man you're looking at on the right-hand side of the screen, the smiling Henri Toivonen. The target time now for the last two drivers becomes 3 minutes 8.3 seconds. And there's one of the two men that could win with Henri Toivonen. Russell Brookes, with Pace Petroleum and Aston Martin chairman Victor Gauntlet sitting alongside him. He's about to have the thrill of his life, I suspect, notwithstanding the fact that he's a great Bentley driver, old Bentley driver, in competition himself, Victor Gauntlet. He's with the 1979 British champion, double Circuit of Ireland winner, the very gritty Russell Brookes, who drove for so many years for Ford, and then last year switched to Talbot, stayed there this year. Third in the Circuit of Ireland this year in this car, Russell Brookes. Now it's the split time that's critical. 45.5 is the fastest. Henri Toivonen, the man who did it. Russell Brookes is well outside it. 7/10 of a second. And I would very much doubt, well that he is going, that Russell Brookes will be able in the second half of his downhill run to take time out of Henri Toivonen. But my goodness, he's going very, very quickly indeed on this section. Beautiful car control. Watch the near side wheel hopping as it went round the corner when the weight came off it. Russell very cool. Lovely car control. 1:35.2. Henri Toivonen, the fastest time downhill so far. And Russell Brookes looks to me as though he's going to beat it. No. An illusion. 1.3 seconds outside Henri Toivonen's on time. The line is the sensation of the 1980 RAC Rally, the man who won it, Henri Toivonen, the young Swedish driver in his Talbot Sunbeam, the 24-year-old son of Pauli Toivonen, an ex-top rally driver himself. And Toivonen is going to be an even greater rally driver. He gets better event by event. Well, having said that, I hope he lives up to it, because he's got to be going very, very quickly indeed. You'll notice he's in a left-hand drive car, and the people that say the left-hand drive cars go so well say that it's because they can't see the drop when they go round Four Counties corner, which Henri Toivonen is approaching now. 54.7 seconds, the target. The split time halfway up the hill as he goes round Four Counties Corner. Now look at the angle he's got on. Right lock as he goes round this left-hand bend. And very, very wide, almost up to the edge there. And much slower than I expected him to be, Toivonen. Front engine, rear wheel drive, like the Chevette, which has been fastest up Escadavid so far. Dropping almost into the gully there, tucking his offside front wheel right up to the bank as he comes out of the right-hander. Wonderful drift to the left. And his split time was 1.2 seconds off Tony Pond, and the finish time of the Talbot Sunbeam, yet another make of car here at Escadavid. A very important driver with a very important passenger, because alongside Russell Brookes is no less a man than Victor Gauntlet, who is the chairman of Pace Petroleum and Aston Martin cars, and he's seeing what it's like from the passenger seat, and I can tell you from personal experience it's very, very exciting. Russell Brookes, the 1977 champion of Britain, a man who's twice won the Circuit of Ireland, who's been in terrific form year after year in the RAC Rally, 2/3 and a second, whose wife Julia's just presented him with a baby, and Russell said last night the baby's lungs are more powerful and noisy than his Talbot Sunbeam's car engine. Full bottle round the left-hander, that's it, and he'll come out at exactly the right line. Beautiful, lovely bit of driving. The split, 55 seconds. Very quick, 3/10 of a second. In fact, it's the second fastest, only 3/10 of a second outside Tony Pond's fastest time on the split, 54.7. So we've got a possible new fastest time coming up. Russell Brookes, and the time he's challenging is 1:31.4, and he's going. The Talbot handling beautifully. Just got this right-handed. If he can come out of that fast and straight and not go too far from the left, he could just beat Tony Pond's time. 1:31.4 the target, and he hasn't. 1:32.2. There's still a downhill run to come, and as ever, the cherubic Russell Brookes looking quite serious behind the wheel.